Good morning. It is July 20th. It is Monday, and this is week 2 of my Marine Corps marathon training and my HYROX training for HYROX Boston. Today is a HYROX day, so it's definitely more, for me, strength focus. I'm going to do my full HWPO HYROX training because I'm doing the 2-day. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do a 30-minute full body Peloton class and really hit strength today. For the rest of the week, Tuesday is going to be like a lot of running. Tuesday is going to be an easy run, and I always am going to incorporate strength. So I'm going to do arms and shoulders tomorrow. Wednesday is my HYROX day, but my Wednesdays with the HYROX, it helps me a lot for my marathon because it is a speed running day. So there is some leg portion, so I will be doing some legs, but there on the run days, it's usually like 1,000-meter run, then 800-meter, like it's just those runs that are more speed focused. So I really like that it complements my marathon training. And then Thursday's rest. Friday would normally be my easy run, and then I would do some kind of chest and back. But this Friday, I'm actually going to Peloton. It's going to be my second time going, and I'm really, really excited. If you like Peloton, you have to go. It is so much fun. I went in 2025 with my husband, my sister, brother-in-law, and our best friends, and it was an absolute blast. Cannot recommend going enough. I am so excited. I'm doing a ride in the morning and I'm doing a run in the afternoon. So my training day is going to be a little different, but that's okay. I'm still going to be getting I'll be getting a lot of cardio that day. And I'm still working out, so it's fine. And then Saturday will be my long run, which is 10 miles, which I just I don't know, I can't believe it. This marathon's going to come so quick. So 10-mile run. I need to, as I've mentioned, I have to warm up before, and I always start with stretch. Now, some people will say don't do static stretching before you work out. I'm sorry, if you're holding it for, this is my personal opinion, if you're holding it for 3 minutes, no, you shouldn't do that before you work out. But if you're holding it for 30 seconds, a minute, you're literally fine. People overanalyze that kind of stuff. But now I'm gonna get warmed up, I'm ready to go, and here we go. Week 2, marathon and HYROX training.
There.
Let me just tell you, for all those millennials out there, lifting weights to Lil Wayne, back in the old days, chef's kiss. There is nothing like it. Literally makes me want to run through a freaking wall. So what I personally wear when it comes to running shoes, I'm picky. I need something with the tongue thing on the back of your ankle. I need that up a little bit higher. I need something with a bit of cushion. And I was someone who, I never understood the point of wearing running shoes when I first started out, literally in 2019. This was back in my heavy CrossFit days. I decided I was going to run a half marathon. This is nothing against the brand, wore Merrell's, flat shoes. And I'm not saying that's something wrong to do, but for me, that was I don't even know what I was thinking. I am lucky I didn't blow my Achilles. So in 2023, well, I guess it was 2022, when I, was prepping for running the Boston Marathon, I went to an actual sneaker store, Sneakerama, and I got a pair of Hoka's, and I have never looked back. I love Hoka's. I find them so comfortable. I'm someone, I have wide feet, and they're the best. So I actually end up buying Hoka's, like basically the same one and just in like every year in the same color. However, when I'm running the marathon this year, I'm wearing I'm wearing Hoka's. It's a new pair. The bottom is thicker. It's Bondi, so I'm wearing the Bondis for the marathon. However, the cushion is too much, so I'm gonna wear my OG Hoka's. And as you can see, the cushion is less, and this is what I'm gonna wear for HYROX. And these are the Cliftons. I just find that it has cushion, but I'm still able to do like the sled pushes, sled pulls, like no issues. So anytime I train for HYROX, I'm wearing my Cliftons and not the Bondis. I'm gonna wear those for the marathon, but my speed day, and it's also my HYROX day. And I like glutes gets thrown in there too. So it's a lot, but it's mainly HYROX day. Cause like I said, today's Wednesday. Anyways, so I have front squats, front rack, walking lunges. I do have a sled push, but the sled I always kind of do like last just because I have other stuff I have to prioritize before, and I'm going to a CrossFit class this morning and I'd like to eat breakfast before. But this run, I remember doing it last year and it's definitely spicy. I'm really glad it's only one round, but it's a 1,000-meter run, rest a minute, 1,000-meter run, rest a minute, 800, rest, 800, rest, 600, rest, 600, rest, 400. And it's definitely like, it's probably going to take every bit of like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Honestly, it could be longer. Let me see. Twice, and one of the last times I did it, it took me 30:17. So I'm curious if I can beat that today. I really need to warm up my knee. It doesn't feel bad, but it's just still doesn't feel right. I didn't like, this has definitely been probably like the longest injury I've ever, oh God, I'm afraid I'm gonna jinx it. The longest injury that I've dealt with. Like, we're going on 2.5 months. And just the fact that I still like ever so slightly feel it. Once I start running and my body's like super warm, I don't feel it, but I just don't like that. It's just like, it's just there enough to make me think about it. So anyways, a lot to do. CrossFit this morning that has a bunch of hang cleans, mainly just going to hang out with my dad, and gotta get after it. You know, you're gonna see me doing front squats, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it, but yeah, you should. I have a bench, and I am just going to the level of my bench. Why am I doing that? Coming back from a knee injury, and like, that's what I can do. And I think like a lot of people, when they get an injury, I think the worst thing you can do is literally do nothing and not do that movement again. Like, squatting is a natural part of someone's day. You literally squat to go on the toilet. So just scaling it and modifying it and going to bench level, like, who cares? Like, I don't want to say who cares, but like, it doesn't matter about like the height when you're still like coming back from an injury. Just doing it is going to help. Like, the worst thing you can do for an injury in your muscles is to not do anything. So you just got to modify it. Like, yeah, it's been 2.5 months and I should be lifting heavier and I should be squatting without it, but I'm not. And that's okay, because I don't want to be injured longer. And now my rest has been too long, so. Okay, that felt so good. Oh, that was hard. It's sweaty, as you can see. Yes, it was, Jen. Yes, it was. All right, so I did beat my time from last year, not by a bunch. Oh, God. All right, let's see. I did it 30:09. Last year it was 30:17. So not like a massive improvement, but one thing, like the best part about training is literally like just learning more about yourself, learning understanding like styles of training. Last year when I was doing it, like every time, like when I say I had like 1,000-meter run, my God, I am just like sweating so bad. Anytime like I had 1,000-meter run, if say it was double, the next one I would go up more. But one thing I feel like I've learned is to stay consistent for those 2,000-meter, those like two separate 1,000-meter runs. And I've been trying to do that more when training. And the reason for that is like, I'm just trying to get my body like adapted to running that speed, and that length. Like, unless I go like very slow, then I'm not like gonna up it. If I do, it's like by not 1 point, but like just like a little push on my Peloton tread. Let me get my notebook from last year. So as I said, I did this workout twice last year, and I don't have the times, unfortunately, for the first time I did it. But I did at least for the second. So I have the speeds. My speeds were about the same as like when I did in August. So unfortunately I don't have like the split times, but I did it here. So I guess I'm not even gonna go over it for myself. I at least have the total time, which I'll note. But there were a couple things I was like thinking about when I was running, and especially at the end, like the last 400, I really like sent it. I started at like a 9.0 speed, and then I finished it at 9.5. I'm just like, it's the last one, like just freaking send it. And when I wanted to like give up, honestly, I thought about a moment this week that was the treadmill, that I had with my son. He was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I had like just come up from finishing my workout, and he said to me, he's like, "Mommy, when I'm 8, can I go to Boston with you?" And I was like, yeah, like, of course, like he's already been to Boston a bunch. And he's like, "No, I want to go to Boston with you to run." And he wants to go to Boston with me and I was like, to run the marathon. Sorry, that all just got jumbled. But basically, he was saying he wants to go to Boston with me to run the Boston Marathon with me one day. And I was just thinking about that during the run, especially like, I train by myself. Literally, the only individuals who see me work out are my two dogs, Forrest and Jenny. Mainly Jenny, she's with me the entire time when I'm working out, and my kids. But they always see like the tail end. And just for him to say that and recognize, like, my mom ran the Boston Marathon, my time wasn't good, but who cares? Like, to him, I ran the Boston Marathon, and that's something cool. And for him to even recognize that at 5 is amazing. And he wasn't even there. He was born, but just wasn't there. And just like, that's the whole purpose of me doing all these events, is to show my kids like their mom can do hard things and like physically challenge herself. And I want them to do that as well. Because I just feel like we live in a world where, unfortunately, kids now aren't challenging themselves physically. And I just want this to be their norm. Like, this is just like what we do in our house, and it doesn't have to be marathons. It can be just whatever they set out to be, whether it's doing a piano recital or a dance recital, please not dance, just whatever it is. Like, I just want them to put their full effort and train and work hard. I mean, it is not easy to come downstairs in your basement every day to get a workout in by yourself. Like, I wish there was someone I could chat with in between sets or just whatever. But unfortunately, that's just not my reality anymore. And that's okay. If anything, I feel like when I do any of these events, knowing that I spent all these hours alone, or I guess with my dogs, but like when I spent, you know what I mean? Like I spent all these hours alone training, like to me, that's more rewarding because I did it by like, obviously it's amazing. I do have a team, like my family, but like the actual training piece, just to know like I literally did it by myself and accomplished this is just like, I don't know, I think kind of huge. So in the morning and I'm getting ready to run 10 miles. I am exhausted. Actually, that's I'm exhausted. Yesterday, I'm gonna throw some videos and like clips in this. I spent the day at Peloton. If you are a Peloton fan, you have to go to New York City and experience it. It is so much fun. Yesterday was like top 5, one of the best days of my life. It was an absolute blast. I went with one of my work friends and we literally spent the entire day. I woke up, well, I didn't have to wake up this early, but I just couldn't sleep because I was excited. I woke up at 2:45. At 4:30, we left to head to New York City. We actually got in like no problem. We drove in, and when we walked into Peloton about 7:15, we saw Matt Wilpers and he let us take a picture with him. And then we did a 10 a.m. Jess King 45-minute sweat steady. And after that class, I went to be added to the wait list for Alex Toussaint's 30-minute hit run at noon. Because we had time in between, we were doing 2 classes. We were doing a 1:30 Selena Simuela run, and Alex's class was full, but you can be added to the wait list in case no one shows up. Because when you go to Peloton, you have to check in 1 hour to 45 minutes before the class. And anyways, no one, some people didn't check in. I got into his class, so I did his class at noon. It was a hit run. It was so much fun, and I'm gonna do it again this morning. And then I did at 1:30 the Selena Simuela run, and after that we headed home. It took forever to get back. There was so much traffic. It took us 2.5 hours to get to New York City, but on the way home it took us 4.5 hours to get back. But it was the best day ever. I was literally living my best life. To me, some people, to go have fun for the day is going to a casino or something. That is not my ideal day. Is going to some kind of fitness thing. It was an absolute blast. It was so much fun. Anyways, I did not sleep well at all. Probably because I was so busy, and in between, you have to, when you go to Peloton, you have to check in an hour before the class, and then they let you in about 30 minutes. So I actually had no time, literally no time to eat lunch. Well, I would have to leave and get lunch, and I didn't eat dinner until obviously I got home at 7:15. So I definitely didn't eat enough yesterday, especially for the activity. I looked at my Garmin and I actually burnt over 3,000 calories yesterday. And I definitely just think my central nervous system, my cortisol was high. And this morning when I woke up, my Garmin said my training readiness is a 1. So that's great to go run 10 miles. But anyways, this morning I have 10 miles on the docket. If my body honestly feels good, yes, I'm tired, but I'm gonna get my 10 miles in. I could do it tomorrow, but I don't want to. I'm just going to keep it easy. 10 miles this morning. Exciting news. As I've mentioned before, I am running the Marine Corps Marathon, but I was accepted to run the Marine Corps Marathon and raise money for the Travis Manion Foundation. And they help support veterans, and it's just an incredible charity. I love they're saying, if not me, then who? And I was just like, oh, I love it. I'm gonna talk more about it later, but I gotta get going. So just hopping on here and we'll check back in after. So just finished my 10-mile run and I feel terrible. It 100% has to do with yesterday, just long day. Literally, as I mentioned, started it at 2:45 in the morning, didn't get to bed until like 8:30, slept terrible, didn't eat enough. Don't recommend doing it, but I'm glad I still got my 10 miles in. And I'm very much looking forward to just like rest day tomorrow and chilling. And I really need to calm my central nervous system down. Best way to do that is obviously rest, sleep, and eating. And I definitely need to hydrate a lot more. But week 2 of my marathon training is done. I trained a lot this week between doing CrossFit as well, my marathon and HYROX training, and going to Peloton. So it was definitely like a very, very full week of training, which I love. But those rest days are like well deserved, and I do not plan on moving at all tomorrow. So looking forward to week 3. It should be more of a normal week. I got 12 miles next week. So should be exciting. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. I am on the road for 100 subscribers, which is really sad, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Even Jesse James West started somewhere, so I'll take it. He has like 10 million. See you soon.